It's ketchup packets.
Hey everybody, I'm Nate.
I'm Sean.
And this is Ketchup Packets. Today, we are watching the 4th season of Barry, episode 1, called Yikes.
Yikes. This is the 4th and final season of
Yeah.
Barry, Nate. It all winds down, the last 8 episodes.
It's 8 episodes?
I mean, if the first 3 seasons are to be
Oh yeah.
any indicator. So yeah, where did we leave off with Barry at the end of season 3?
Well, Barry's hosed. He got
busted.
captured finally
Yes.
by the cop's dad.
By Janice's father,
Yep.
working with Gene.
With Kusino.
Yes, so they got Barry, and Albert is in the picture as well. So this is the thing that I've been lingering on about the end of season 3, since I did my refresher, was that, like, they introduced the whole element of Albert coming back, and he confronts Barry, and then he, like, lets him go.
That's right, he just let him go.
Yeah, and then the next beat is Barry gets caught.
Yeah.
So my wondering is, like, why have the story happen that way rather than have Albert just bring him in, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I'm interested to see what they're going to do with that. Like, seems like it's a deliberate choice to structure it that way, and I don't, off the top of my head, understand exactly what they mean to do with that. So that's the thing I'm most intrigued about going in here.
Albert was introduced in like the first season, right, when we were going to his flashbacks. And
Yeah,
stuff. So
he's always been in the
element.
flashbacks, yeah.
And then he shows up for like 2 episodes, has him dead to rights, and then just don't do it again, basically.
Gives him one last chance to redeem his soul, and what does Barry do? Goes and immediately tries to commit another murder. So, yeah.
Yep.
I guess that's, it's structured that way to give him his last chance, but I don't know, I just feel like the presence of Albert in the story is gonna still be relevant going forward.
He could have gotten that whole last chance idea from like any number of things. Like even like a really close call could have been like, okay, I need to either like choose to get out or yeah, you're right. Albert being there seems like very intentional, like we can't have seen the last of him kind of thing.
Yeah. And then the other big thing, I think, is Sally. And Sally is going to find out that Barry is a murderer. I mean, she saw him kill somebody at the end of season 3, but that was, he didn't do it. I mean, actually, now that I think about it, she killed that person. Yeah. And then he just took the credit for it, and she went back to Missouri.
Yeah.
So we have to see what's going to happen with all that. I'm wondering if that's maybe what the title of the episode has to do with. Yikes is like either her saying it or somebody she's explaining it to responding by saying yikes.
Yeah, that's a good guess.
Maybe Natalie's response, That
maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. But everybody, like, his spot has been blown up, so everybody knows Barry's a murderer. I want to see what that's all about.
Absolutely.
Should we get to it?
Well, we also have Hank.
Yes, we have NoHo Hank, who's been very traumatized.
Yeah, very, very traumatized. And then his boyfriend. Cristobal, that's right. And Cristobal was getting tortured. It's some sort of anti-gay, like, conversion therapy that his wife was doing on him.
Extremely blunt conversion therapy.
Yeah, very, very dark at that end. And I'm wondering if that was kind of a wrap-up of their involvement in the story, because they kind of got away.
I feel like NoHo Hank is a core element of the Barry formula. You can't just be done with him. Certainly not if we've kept Fuchs around for this whole time.
Yeah, for real.
Get rid of NoHo Hank. So I think that might have more been a wrap up on like their funny side, and that maybe they're just gonna like the funny maybe sort of got scared out of them or traumatized out of them or whatever. I don't know.
Hank's sort of lightheartedness and like his sense of like nothing is that serious. All of a sudden shit got real for him.
Yeah, it seems it's hard to envision how you make him so goofy again after having that happen to him.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, that's also... I'm intrigued to see where Barry Season 4 takes us.
Absolutely.
This show is definitely never predictable.
No.
So I cannot even fathom what we're about to watch. But should we get into it?
Kind of felt like a fever dream a little
bit. We kept wondering if long stretches of it were Barry's fantasies.
Yeah, I don't know. So, well, let's find out, shall we?
All right,
we have a Patreon. Check it out in the link below if you're interested. And we have full-length reactions over there. We have polls and stuff if you guys want to decide what we're going to watch next. Let's watch Barry.
Tonight, the LAPD and our tactical unit apprehended Barry Berkman for the attempted murder of James Moss. He is also being charged with the murder of Mr. Moss's daughter, Detective
So they're charging him with Janice right away.
Apprehended.
That's the dude they're talking about.
Berkman arrived at the 1400 block.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, these guys don't even know the half of what he's done.
No.
Hello?
This is a collect call from
Barry?
an inmate
Oh,
at
no.
California State Penitentiary.
He called Gene.
The charges.
Yeah. Did you guys trick me?
Dude!
Were you and Jim Moss working together?
Oh my God, Barry.
Look, Mr. Kusno, I want you to know I went there because I was worried about you and I was protecting you.
He's still a space alien.
Yep. Did you get it, man?
Are you mad at me?
You killed his girlfriend.
Mr. Kusno,
Remember when you threatened to kill his grandchild?
Yeah.
Hey, Barry,
Yeah.
I got you.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
The music is gone.
Oh my god. Yeah, all the sort of like fun peppy music at the beginning.
So, the news broke.
What's going on? Sally, Barry was arrested for murder.
I don't know anything about that.
She thinks it was that murder.
I wasn't with him.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about how I wasn't with him.
Sally, Barry killed Kusino's girlfriend the night she went missing.
But I was with him.
I know. He was just arrested. Kusino and her father helped catch him. It's all over the news. It's everywhere. Where's
Is this Sally's mom?
Why do you look like that? Why are you home?
Well,
Just
that's
email
quite a
me.
greeting.
Me too, Mom.
Are you gonna talk to me?
She's a little
Yeah.
preoccupied.
In LA, killed my acting teacher's girlfriend.
Her mom doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, she's just like, oh, this is gonna be a thing now.
When I was fucking there, what the actual fuck? Fucking fuck!
There we go. This is the appropriate reaction. Sally needs to do
She's
this.
having a panic attack.
I can't breathe.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
only the mom would not, like, be an evil robot right now and actually help her.
Berkman's going down for Janice Moss's murder. Are you coming to us to say there's more?
Oh, you
Just the tip of the iceberg.
You gonna give up your whole operation?
If this goes to trial, which I'm thinking it will, you'll be our key witness. You'll be testifying in front of the man who threatened your family.
I
Can
feel
you handle that?
scared for him. Now,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Also, it's Gene's chance to shine, though.
yeah,
He's a performer.
that's true. Barry's gonna do everything in his power to kill Kusino. He's the key witness.
He did almost kill him once, but Barry's in jail, presumably of no danger.
Santa Fe. We are doing it. No shit, we are.
They're just
Well,
in the
good for
middle of
them.
a desert.
Going back.
Yeah.
Why would they go back?
Safety and peace. It's weird now because I see him as his character from The Expanse.
Yeah.
Fiona, the old hippie woman with the cowboy hat, she is here to fix the oven.
Did you see how scared he looked
Yeah.
just to hear a noise?
Yep. Oh, you weren't kidding when you said they were traumatized.
What is the market like now?
Not a lot out there. Construction costs are through the roof with this sand shortage.
What?
You guys can't find sand out here?
Talking about the high quality stuff you need to build. Ship it in from Asia and Africa. Funny as that.
What does that look about?
I don't know. They're gonna make money selling sand.
You have received a collect call from an inmate at California State Penitentiary.
Oh,
Don't take that call, Sally. Yeah. No, no, no.
Fucking call me again, you fucking liar. Your call is being disconnected now.
Barry, do you seriously think that this is not
Yeah.
gonna bother people? This is not a deal breaker for everyone.
He had everything so compartmentalized that now that the worlds have clashed together, he just does not know how to handle it.
Yeah.
When you off that guy, you didn't. I don't know what you did. In Rochester, that businessman. What did you do to him exactly? What?
This is
That's
how you're
you
gonna
are.
get him,
You
Fuchs?
suck. Fuchs is not a good
You're right,
actor.
Miss. If I hadn't tried to understand myself, we wouldn't be here.
So
I'm sorry,
you're
Fuchs.
blaming yourself? I guess he blew up their good thing from the beginning.
None of us should talk to the media.
Yeah, I agree. It'll hurt the case against Barry.
Exactly.
And I don't want my baby girl's life turned into some bullshit entertainment.
Jim,
No, Gene wants to do that.
Take him into the garage like you did me. You yelled at me this close to mine. You scared the shit out of me.
He's just a scary guy.
I'm glad to see Gene looking much more like himself than he was last season. He seems to have done some healing by catching Barry, you know?
If someone had the international contacts and knew how to get the sand into the country secretly, they could corner the market.
Why secretly?
They are sand smuggling.
Yeah.
That's why you and Gordon came to the States, to make your mark. It is a dream that we both share.
Is that Hank's idea of blending in?
Chance.
It's just his idea of what he wants to wear.
Yes, yeah.
His chosen attire.
Can I play some music for the table while you have dinner? Please.
Is it rain stick music?
Hey, there she is.
Oh my god, her parents are oblivious.
Did Mom tell you about my boyfriend?
She did. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a rough situation. I'm glad you're not involved in that.
See, I feel like she spent a lot of time in her childhood under that desk sulking about
He didn't get physical with you.
Yeah, the
this
way
thing or that thing.
the way he said it made it seem like this is a known location for her.
You cut your hair off.
Can I be alone?
She's regressing and acting very young.
I thought this wasn't based on you.
Well, it's based on what Sam did to me.
But you don't have a daughter.
Okay, let's calm down.
And you never worked at a bank.
I can't do this.
Yeah.
Her mom's the worst.
Yeah,
See his
it's
mother at
terrible.
church.
Now I'm gonna have to call the family and let them know all about this.
You shut up.
Have you?
Why would you have to call them?
Mom, I need your help.
I can't respond to you if you're going to scream at me.
Fucking screaming at you!
Jesus Christ.
Dude.
There's just so much history you can tell, but
Hey, how's this? The gal I got working for me is out on maternity leave. You come in, you work for me, just for a couple of weeks. We can spend a lot of time.
Dad's just not engaging with what happened between Sally and Mom, you know?
Hello? Who's this? Barry. No, it's not. Who is this?
So he doesn't know Barry got captured, right?
Yep.
Who's this?
That could mean any number of things.
Yeah. It's probably cops trying to figure out who's contacting him, though.
Or whoever killed him. There you
What
go.
are you doing up?
I think you're right. We'd be crazy not to do this.
How are they gonna get
Let's go back to LA.
sand?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, no.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
No, he's finally realizing how much he fucked up.
Yeah, the guards aren't going to let you do this, Barry.
I know they say you did a bad thing. But I'm sure you're not a bad guy.
Okay.
Loss of humanity? That's a great show.
Uh-oh.
What?
When I was feeling low,
This guy's gonna be his out. He's
mom
already
always
like
used to
looking
say,
up to him, right? He's
Yeah.
gonna be able to get some stuff on the inside through this guy.
I'm a cop killer.
Yeah, the guard's not going to abide that.
If I saw you walking down the street, I'd fucking kill you.
Okay, never mind. This guy isn't gonna be his out.
Wife.
Well,
Kill your fucking mom.
Barry. Now you're going to get the telescoping baton. Just think he wanted to get beat up.
Buddy.
as much as they get positioned as enemies, Fuchs really does care about him.
Yeah.
That's like his fatal flaw.
The only reason why they ever fell out in the first place was because he was, like...
rejecting him.
Yeah.
I love you.
So when Kusano won't say that he loves him, at least Fuchs will, you know?
I told you not to talk to anybody else.
Who is this?
We're going to meet tomorrow. And I'm going to tell you how Gene Kusano caught Barry Berkman.
Wait a minute, how did you get this number? Hello?
Gene, what are you doing, man? He's gonna ruin the case. He's gonna set Barry free.
Sure is. Yeah, there's not going to be you can't find an impartial jury if everyone's already seen the whole one side of the story on TV.
Yeah, there could be that, or who knows, he's just gonna muddy the waters in some other way that are gonna mess it up.
Yeah,
that's what
his
Jim
ego.
was warning him about.
You can't, you know what? If you just wait for the trial to be over, then you can talk all you want. Actually. Can't you? Like, once the trial's over, you can kind of like...
Then you can tell your story, yeah.
You can sell your story if you want. You can do whatever you want with it.
It's certainly much less of a potential problem than talking about it all before, you know, when he's still just in custody but has not been convicted of all this stuff. But there's so much more they could potentially get him on, and I mean, I don't know. That's just sort of what I'm wondering about is, like, okay, they nabbed him for pointing a gun at Jim and for, you know, the evidence of killing Janice, I guess they have, although I'm not sure exactly what evidence they have on that front, but I'm wanting him to be, like, I want a whole list of Barry's crimes laid out in front of him, you know? But, like, I guess there's no way for them to pin most of what he's done on him. So.
Well, there is. First of all, there are some people who know a lot of the stuff that he's done.
Yeah,
like
but
Hank is still around, and
right, and it seems like Hank is firmly in Barry's corner, and Fuchs seems like he's back on his side now. So
that's the part.
So you think Fuchs will flip back?
Has been manipulating Barry's emotions since day one. He's been using him. He has been basically, leading him to believe that no one could ever love him except for him, when all he was doing was using him to profit for himself at all times.
It seemed like in this episode, though, he had a genuine sort of break into realizing, oh, I just care about this kid, and I need to, forget, like, the moment that Barry was just sad at him when he tried to get him to talk on the wire, his whole facade crumbled, And all we've seen since then is him trying to care for him. You think that we can't count on that? It's going to go away?
Absolutely not. I don't believe that Fuchs cares about anyone.
Yeah.
I don't think Fuchs ever really cared about Barry in the first place.
That's true.
He's proven time and time again. And the only performance that he would need to really give to Barry in order to have him trust him and maybe be willing to open up to him a little bit is that performance that he just gave him right there.
I'm not sure that he's performing there. Again, I don't know that that's really in Fuchs' skill set to like have that kind of deception for how he feels going on. But we have seen his internal disposition flip on a dime all the time. And towards the end of last season, he had like his epiphany after almost dying, where he was like, "I have a new way of life." And then
that's right.
It lasted for like a couple hours. He was like, "No, but I'm going to kill Barry."
He's an inconsistent person.
Yeah,
that's true.
So
I just don't,
I think right now he genuinely believes I love Barry. I'm on Barry's side. But you're probably right in that he could be flipped back over to the other side with very little persuasion.
I think that the moment that Fuchs is reminded that you have everything to gain and nothing to lose by totally flipping on Barry, if you can just get this information, your life is about to get a lot easier.
Yeah, life in prison sucks.
Yeah.
If you have an opportunity to change that,
you could probably get a pretty sweet deal. He could probably get his sentence reduced. He could probably get all kind. They could flop all kinds of stuff down on the table.
Close so many murders if you can get everything Barry did.
If he was able to close all the murders, not even all of them, but a chunk of the murders that Barry's responsible for that they never had a lead on before, he would be out of there in a week.
It's true, yeah. That's a lot of clearance that those cops really want.
What's Fuchs in there for in the first place? I can't remember.
He was, like, talking to Jim as well about trying, like, he was trying, the way he was going to everybody Barry had ever wronged and trying to get them on Barry. He tried to do that with Jim Moss, and Jim saw right through it and just brought him to the police station.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
So, yeah. So I think that's also how they got Barry is, for Janice, is Fuchs' testimony, because Fuchs was the one that was coming and talking to them about that.
So, I mean, Fuchs is not a smart man.
No.
But he is cunning. And I think that
he's got
that
his,
is going to
he's
play
a little
a
snake.
role. Yes. And Barry's biggest like weakness is his desire to be loved. And Fuchs knows this and has used it to his end before so many times.
That's true.
To his benefit. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and Barry really hates himself at the moment, so somebody loving him is going to, he's gonna be loyal to Fuchs now for a time, because, he brought that beating on himself very deliberately.
Yeah, he sure did. I'm wondering about that, I don't know if it's really gonna come up again, but it seems like we lost a little bit of time there while he was knocked out on the floor, and that there was the tail end of a conversation being had that I'm kind of interested to hear what the rest of how did Fuchs end up in that room?
Right, that's a good question.
Right then.
Well, Fuchs was just wearing the wire around, I think, after talking to the FBI,
but why did he walk in the bath? I don't know. That's just
it's
really
a good point.
To me.
It's a good question.
Sally.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Sally stuff is the other thing I really want to talk about. That I think is what I'm most intrigued about for this season after episode 1. I really want to see what's going on with. I mean, that whole family dynamic seems so just nasty, and I don't know. There's a lot to unpack and a lot to explore with characters in a situation like that. So I'm excited to see more of that, and I just really want to know how she's going to cope with all this stuff and how it's going to blow back on her. Like the way she said to her mom, I might be in a lot of trouble. Like, I think she's worried now that Barry's in jail for a murder and was present at this whole confrontation she just had where she killed somebody. She's like, she must think that she's very exposed for that murder coming out, I
think we talked about this too, though. It would be very easy for her to argue self-defense.
It would, but I mean, a normal person isn't confident about that kind of thing. All she knows is I killed that guy, and it would be horrifying to have to confront it, even if you think, well, circumstances allow for me to do.
Yeah. I mean, I understand it. It's traumatizing, but like, I don't. She said she thinks she's in trouble. Well, I can see how she would have that mindset right now. She'd be like, this was all supposed to disappear. That's like what
her
she was
out
running.
Was that Barry would take the fall for her. Remember? Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Can't rely on that anymore if he's a bad dude now.
Yeah. I think it's interesting just based on what we know about Sally's personality before, because we've had a lot of nasty things to say about her. She's very self-centered, very kind of like dismissive of other people's problems, very self-important in a lot of ways. And it's funny to think about what that would be like in an adult that behaves and thinks like we know Sally thinks, what that would look like as a child, and how her parents would then cope with a kid that believes that she's the center of the universe all the time.
Okay, well, there's that, but I mean Sally certainly does have those traits, but I think you might be looking at it the wrong way around. Her parents being these type of people can make her into that person.
Oh, absolutely. Like, so her parents her dad seems just fundamentally disconnect. Like, he can't deal with the reality of the things that Sally is saying.
Yeah, can't take things seriously.
We just be like a happy family. And then mom is just like endlessly critical and just not,
doesn't take her seriously and just over her problems. It's like the person who's supposed to be the one you turn to and confide in with your problems is just like, you create your own problems.
Right. So, yeah, maybe I was kind of wording that wrongly now that you mention it, but I guess I can see how that their personalities would create a personality like Sally's at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because, she all she really wants is to be, like, recognized, and she wants to, her lack of sense of feeling important as a child would lead her to, like, need to, like, exert that I'm important
she wants
mentality.
Emotions she projects to like get a genuine response from an audience, because her mom just freezes out when she's being emotional. It seems to be what happens, you know? And I think Sally is such an interesting and important facet of a show like this too, because she's a flawed person. She's certainly got many character flaws that we've talked about plenty, but she's a flawed person, but a good person.
Yes,
she's doing her best and trying to do the right thing and be good in the world. Whereas Barry is just an objectively bad person, but he can be charming in the right situations. And so it's just, I think it's sort of the way this show is kind of an examination of kind of like TV about macho bad guys. I think that we've talked about that before. The way that it gets you to kind of more unfairly judge the female lead who just for, her personality traits rather than the actual character of the actions she takes versus the male lead who's objectively doing horrible things, but you cut him way more slack. I don't know, does that make any sense at all?
That's what this is.
No, I'm not
I
saying you are. I'm saying that
purpose.
audiences generally, it's a trope in these kind of shows, certainly. Skylar White or Carmela Soprano get these kind of treatments from audiences as well, where like the audience is much harder on them than on their husbands who are doing very, very horrible things, and largely their actions are largely a response to their husband's horribleness. But I don't know. We're still being like, why is Skylar like getting stepping on his toes so much? It's like, he's a criminal and a monster.
He's being really sketchy and probably doing terrible things.
So I just think Sally's an interesting examination of that facet of these kind of shows too, where she is. I mean, we don't hesitate to bring up that she's self-centered or anything that, but she is a good person in contrast to Barry's bad person. And I think that's always important to keep in mind.
I agree with you, but I do just want to put on record, Barry is a monstrous, evil, murdering psychopath.
And
just so,
we've said that all along.
Yes, but so just to put that to rest, it's more interesting to be critical of a normal human being with flaws than it is to talk endlessly about how Barry's a bad guy because he's an evil murderer.
We want to restate again, you really shouldn't kill people.
Yeah, right.
No matter the reason. No matter what, it will make easier for you.
Even if you think they might blow up your spot, you shouldn't shoot your best friend in the head in the car. Yeah. You shouldn't do it.
Ah, boy.
Well.
That about do it for this one?
Okay, no, we do have Cristobal and Hank.
We do have Cristobal and Hank. They are doing sand. But now Cristobal's going to get back in with Barry. So that's what he only wants to do the sand. I mean, not Cristobal. Now Hank wants to get back in with Barry. So he's only doing the sand to get back to LA.
I think he's still just hung up on Barry. I think that's what it is.
Well, Barry got busted. He wants to, I don't know if he's going to help or if he's going to. Yeah, they don't have any gang or anything like that. So what's.
No, how are they going to get sand? Drugs are far more valuable and far less than
you're
sand.
Focused on the wrong part of their story. I think the sand thing is probably going to blow over pretty quickly, and it's just a way to get them to Los Angeles.
Yeah, okay, good point.
So, yes. But yeah, we don't really have a ton of them yet, but I think that's going to...
That's going to be maybe actually after our intro commentary here. They might still be a little bit of the comic relief for the rest of this, because it seems like a lot of the rest of the story is pretty trashed as far as the comedy is concerned. This is very serious shit now that everyone is dealing with.
Yeah, that's a good point, and a show like this needs to you can't totally abandon the tone of making you chuckle, and the dark stuff was still, there were laughs there too.
Yeah, it was always a dark comedy. But sand.
Sand indeed.
Yes. Anyway, I think that's it, huh?
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for watching. I'm super excited for this last episode or last season of Barry.
This is our very first show on Catch Up Packets. Yeah. So we're doing the last season of our first show.
It's kind of sad, but I'm also kind of glad that they're not going to have it go on forever and ever until it gets stale.
Bring it to a conclusion.
Exactly.
That's
very
right.
good. Well, thanks for watching again. We love you all. I'm Nate.
I'm Sean.
And this is Catch Up Packets.
Bye.